Hello everybody and welcome to today's video where I'm basically going to be going through how I think the rework of the Helix events are completely unbalanced and broken in my opinion. So I'm going to jump into it now. So as you can see, I've cleared Adapt all the way through. But the jump between Adapt and Expert is just ridiculous. There shouldn't be 16 levels between that jump. And the scaling of it is completely out. So for example, Expert, you need to be a rank 29 to unlock it or complete ADAPT all the way through and then it unlocks the next tier. If I go to Expert, bear in mind I'm a level 45. My highest rank character I've got is at level 39. That's 10 levels above the recommendation of Expert level. And if I scroll all the way to the end, power of this team is 1940. Now that scaling is absolutely ridiculous and I'll show you why. If I go to my heroes, and here's my hero. So I've got Alexios, a 4-star rank 35 with level 4 gear on. I can't get any high gear at the minute because the materials for gear 5 is just very hard to obtain, and I'm going to cover that in another video. So make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on, and yeah, I'm going to be doing that video very soon. But his power index is only 2298 at a level 35. So he's 6 levels above the recommendation of it. He's a 4-star legendary maxed out with tier 4 gear, and he barely makes it. You know what I mean? He's what, probably 200 power index above what I need. And you know, you look at Jasper. I've got Jasper. He's a maxed. I know he's only a common, but he's maxed. He's level 39, so he's 10 levels above what it should be. He's 10 levels above the recommended, basically, level for you to go and do that piece of content on. And it doesn't even meet the requirement. So when you're being forced to use specific champions in these Helix events for your sync bonuses, they usually throw a couple of rares in there, a couple of commons or epic, rare and legendary. They usually cover them free. If we go to who are the sync heroes for this event, if I go here, if I go back to one I've actually done, go back to ADAP so that they're all here. So if I click Rush, yes, you've got 2 legendaries, 2 rares, 2 epics. And it's just ridiculous. The scaling is so far off. It's stupid. And the thing that makes this even more annoying is the integration of the new reward system. So basically, in the old Helix Rifts, before this update, the only one event was the Altair one that this got introduced before this new format came out. You could get to 1,000,000 points basically, and that was the cut-off. So once you got to 1,000,000 points, you didn't earn any more rewards. You just capped out. To get there, yeah, you had to spend extra energy. You had to buy extra energy refills. That was just the way it was in the old one. But so I'd say 8 times out of 10, I could easily get to the end level and then just rush that. Because it was, you know, most of the times there was 5 levels and it scaled quite nicely. I think the end level was usually a level 31, 32, you know, with a little bit of luck, a little bit of good RNG, good bit of strategy and the right champs, right heroes, you could get there. And then once you got to that max level, you're then on an even playing field with everybody else. But now I'm in a bracket of 150 people, which they've done. But if I go to this ranking, the top fella has probably got 5 stars, all maxed out. You know, some people are wailing out massively on this game. I mean, I've seen people with 5-star Altairs already, and he's only been in the cube once. I think you could get a maximum. I finished 6th in that event, and I got him just under a 2-star. I think I needed 10 more fragments to make him a level 2-star. And there's people already 5-starred him. He's been in 1 cube that was available for 5 days. And you look at the prices of these cubes. No, if I go to get event cubes, here we go. Right, they're 2,700 units. I bought one of these when Altair was added in because of I don't really spend on the game. These are all like the credits I've accumulated over just grinding the daily events, the daily challenges, like the 3-day challenges, and things like that, opening up your free cubes, etc., etc. But it's that's a lot of money, and people are well out on that. Get as many cubes as they want. And I mean, I bought 10 and didn't get a single Altair out of it, not one. So if somebody else had that kind of luck, the money they're pouring into the game is ridiculous. I mean, if I go to add these, so basically to open 10 of them is roughly just over £20, 20 US dollars, whichever your currency is. So for somebody to max out an Altair, they're spending like £200 just on that credit just to get that champion or hero to 5-star. And then they're in the same bracket as me, and I can't compete with that. And it's been made even harder by the fact that they can accrue more points by doing Grandmaster. So if they've managed to max everything out, 5-star gear, because they've obviously been able to pull through everything, I mean, they get 4,370 for completing the final one. I can't compete with that. I can't get anywhere near that. And as of where the old system was, if I could make it to that end chapter and go through it, no matter what star hero anybody had or any gear they had, I could compete if I was willing to spend like the energy refills to do it. Obviously, some of them probably had a slightly more advantage on the percentage they get back, because every star level you go up, you get an extra 25% in the bonus. So I think rares cap out at 125, epics at 150s, I think, and legendaries at 200. I think that's the way it is. Something along them lines. So the only way someone would accrue more points than me is if they obviously had a higher star level. But I could still do the same content they're doing and get the same score to a certain degree. But now, like, I can't get off of it. Like, I can't go for expert. It's impossible for me, and especially when they make you pick heroes for the, because there's no point doing it if you're not going to get the sync bonus. That's where you get the points from, and it's just getting to the point now where you can, they release 6 heroes that give you this synchronization bonus. Not many people are going to have every single one of them ranked up. I haven't. I mean, if I click on that, if I click on Adapt, click that, click Rush. I mean, I had Louise, Rosa, and Bayaka and Maria at 31 and 34, respectively. And then Balestier was at 14 and Beatrice was at 13. So after the first 2-3 chapters, they were useless to me. And then obviously I was forced to use the other ones. And to be fair to you, it took me 2 attempts. I cleared it the first time, but I lost 2 characters. I was kind of probably taking on rooms I shouldn't have done. But I then went back in, replanned it, and got me 3 stars. But, I'm still above the level that's required for this content by quite a bit. And it's just, I'm just finding it exhausting, really. And I'm just finding it that the fact that the end game is going to progress so much further for the people who have got the stacked accounts and leaving us behind. So yeah, like the top 3 automatically get a tier 5 material. So in the rankings, I believe it's the top 3 tiers, is it? Oh no, they've done it down to 6. So yes, the top 6, but the way this new ranking system is, I could get to 6 if I wanted to in the old tier. I did it for the Altair event. I think I ranked 23rd because I just thought, right, it's Altair, I'm going to go for it. Plus they popped the new event in, and I was like, right, the new milestone. So I was like, right, that's it. I'm going to go for this one and massively go for it. And I did it, because I was willing to use my units or my credits to refresh and carry on doing that. And I just feel that it is extremely unbalanced at the minute. I feel like that this needs a complete rework. I like the fact that they're bringing in different difficulties, but for me it should be tiered. So where you've got, for example, ADAPT, you're going up against 150 people who have completed ADAPT. I think you should get to select your difficulty before you start it, and then you get put into that bracket, and then you carry on from there. So I'm not going up against people who are creaming masters and grandmasters when I can only do ADAPT. It's just not fair. Like, I think it should be on basically on a difficulty cap. So this ranking, I should be in with 150 people who have started ADAPT, and then let us duke it out there. And maybe the reward should be tiered as well. So I'm not expecting to go through ADAPT and get exactly the same rewards that somebody who goes through Master and Grandmaster is. It needs to be tiered, but do it so that the people who are going through the ADAPT and going through the Expert can progress and eventually get to that Master and Grandmaster level without it being an absolute grind. And that's my bugbear of it. So yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't look forward to these events anymore. I used to really enjoy doing them. I like the challenge of them. I've got a video of the DPS All Stars one I've done, things like that. I'll put that above me now so that you can check that out if you've made it this far into the video. But it's just, yeah, I think it's exhausting, and I do find it quite tough that this new way is just really hindering me. I mean, I'm on 131,000 points. Like, this, by this time, before this got reworked, I'd easily be on 450, easily 450, maybe 400. I'd be a good way through. And if I didn't spend any credits on energy refills, I could probably get, I'd say I'd cap out at about 550 without spending any extra on energy. So yeah, I just find it very, very exhausting. The one good thing that I will say, and it's kudos to this, credit where credit is due, is the fact that you actually do get some energy by doing the actual event that's running alongside it. So I think this is a nice touch, to be fair to you. So in total, you'll earn an extra 150 energy. That's a nice little touch in my eyes. I think that's great. But at the same time, the gap now between people in their brackets are just insane. And as I said, I find it very frustrating, and I just find it unrewarding. I just feel like I go through this and it's like, well, I can get what I can get, and that's it. You know, I've got, as I said, if I made it to that, I used to get really happy if I'd made it to completed the last chapter so I could rush it. I was like, oh, I've maxed out this event, I can just rush this last event, I'm getting max points, everybody else around me is doing the same. If I want to go extra for it, I'm going to go extra for it. As now, what's the point? Like, what is the point? Like, I'm just not going to spend any credits on energy, because there's no point, because you know, I can do that, do an extra run through on ADAPT of the last thingy, and if someone smashes out one Grandmaster and they've accumulated in one run what I've done in 4, and yeah, I just find it very disappointing. But anyway, I hope you all agree with me, and I hope that you do enjoy what I'm saying. So yeah, thank you ever so much for watching the video. Please leave in the comments if you feel exactly the same. But yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and hope you're still enjoying the game. Take